It's a messy room of common hotel in New York. Jimmy encountered himself looking at a mirror, inside a bathroom in very bad state, cockroaches climbing all over the walls, and a bathtub filled with some kind of black goo, completely opaque. Jimmy saw himself in the mirror. He apparently resides in his mid-20s body, and he has grown a beard, not a fully groomed one but a thick beard. He always dreamed of having one when he grew to be an adult, and now he has one. Maybe the passion and caring for plants that nobody cared for has developed, in the future, in a caring for a beard and hair, the thing he always knew his mother despised because she would force his father to shave it and maintain the hair plain, manly as she told him. Once he starts to live in New York, he won't have much time to grow plants. There is a shaver in his left hand. He's right-handed, but don't matter how hard he tries, he can't change the hand that will grab the shaver as if glue stuck it. When a kid, he always tried to write with his left hand, so he thought that shaving a beard wouldn't be a problem now. He didn't find any brand of shaving cream there, but found a good liquid soap, shrugged, and then commenced massaging the face to facilitate the shaving. A background noise rose little by little till something crawled out of the black goo in the tube. Jimmy was scared for his life upon seeing a giant snake staring at him with bloody ruby eyes. He cut himself on the cheek while falling in the corner of the room. "What the fuck?" he yelled. The snake replied to corner Jimmy with a long and elegant hiss, yet understandable because the thing spoke with its mind. The promised blood was delayed in the delivering, but, once received, the contract will be sealed and your life won't be only yours anymore. Scared, he shouts again, even louder, "I'll cut you in half, you damn fucker 6-foot worm. I'll transform your blood to wine. If your blood is delayed on delivery, it will be transformed in piss by yourself." What? Disgusted. After this, the snake slowly crawled into the black goo. The dark vibe disappeared. Jimmy was still in shock on the corner when the temperature of the room started to rise. After about 7 minutes, Jimmy wasn't able to breathe anymore. Starting to be feeling a burn by the rising temperature of the room, he tried to escape, but no matter how hard he forced to push the door down, it wouldn't show sign of opening or even cracking. Passing to overheating in the room and falling down, with his skin burning red, he began to scream and cry. The tears would evaporate before leaving his face. Once again he heard the snake's voice, who said very softly, "Slit." He doesn't understand, presumably due to his altered mental state of horror. So the voice spoke again, calmly, "Mighty and patiently slit your throat with the shaver and you shall be freed." So Jimmy, without questioning, reached the shaver with his hand, almost melting, and, then, cut his own throat, side to side. Blood spilled all over the room and the man stumbled over the floor. Losing sight, he fell into the tube with the black goo. Long after, Jimmy woke up, in the middle of space. Somehow he survived the vacuum and all the burnings were gone, along with his nervously made cut. Now, he seemed to be around 17 years of life and orbits a star, a giant star, almost 10 times bigger than our sun. Jimmy tries to speak, confirming, therefore, to be in space since no sound would propagate. He looks at the star, understanding nothing of what is happening or how could he survive all this. So, he looks. He searches something, anything to reach onto, almost falling insanely without literally anything to do, water or food. Even the practice of meditation is almost impossible due to the inability to breathe. The very first time, Jimmy found himself completely lonely. Drifting the absolute void seemed to be never-ending to him. In fact, his nails started to grow, as did his hair and the proto-beard. Jimmy drifted, alone, until reached the age he was back in the New York room. All the time that had passed by made him look like a profane creature, one nasty, atrophic being. After all those years with only the company of that giant star, burning hotter and hotter, drying his body at a distance, something could finally listen. This time, is different from everything he heard before. The last first sound destroyed his tympani. The sound was a crack, like a hatch of an egg. What the young man observed, admired upon, was the explosion of a star, starting a supernova, and, with the destruction of that almighty wheel of fire of his trips with almost forgotten Cordelia, something revealed itself. A birth, a cosmic birth. The giant star exploded, to reveal the most gigantic baby someone could imagine. It wasn't necessarily human, but, at least, humanoid with some horrendous features, that for Jimmy resembled the octopus-like hair of his beloved. For one incredibly short passage of time, he felt old, so old that the still vigorous hair partly covering his eyes appeared white. The teenager wasn't capable of understanding his feelings towards that whole situation. The prior admiration towards the horrible agglomeration of colors and noises that propagated from the explosion rapidly turned into hatred for the heretic being that fed upon his energies for all that time. Shortly before being capable of contemplating the creature's eyes pulling from the remnants of the shell, his body was pulverized, completely. Then, Jimmy woke up in his bedroom. To look at the same poster he fell asleep in contemplation, a family photo of his childhood. The bed was wet. He noticed, also, a strong smell. He had pissed while in sleep,